Welcome to day 3, LSD. This is a long, slow, deep practice. So a little bit like yin, we won't be holding postures for as long, but we'll be holding each position for up to 10 breaths each. So we will start in child's pose. You can take child's pose with your legs close together and your arms down beside you. If your forehead doesn't come to the floor, you can rest your head on a cushion. Otherwise, you can take your knees apart and your hands out in front, and it just might make the floor a little bit more accessible to your forehead. If not, stacking your hands here, or stacking your forearms and resting your head on your forearms is fine. So once you've settled into your child's pose, just bring your attention to your hips and your pelvis and allow the felt sense of gravity to be present here. Hips are heavy, weighted down to the floor. A couple more breaths here. Opportunity here to begin slowing down the breath, lengthening the breath. Maybe engaging 3-part breath using all 3 lobes of the lungs. Now walking the hands in, coming back up to kneeling. Bring the knees a little bit closer together if they've been sent out. Bring yourself up onto hands and knees. So we're going to go through tabletop, cat-cow. So just in your own time, breathing in, chest forward, a lift of the chin, and breathing out, tucking the tailbone under, drawing the chin toward the chest. Take a couple more of these. Now moving down onto the front of your body, so legs extend out behind you. We're going to bring the arms out into a T position and rest onto the left side of the face. Now lift your right toes up off the floor. Begin to lift your left knee up here as well, and see if you can take your right foot across to the left. It might be helpful to come up onto your right fingertips. Your foot might not make it all the way to the floor, that's fine. It can hover above. We're just looking to open through the front of the hip. So if you're not feeling any sensation there, maybe lift the knee up. Take a couple more breaths. And draw the breath down toward that front hip. Now over onto your front, changing sides. So turning the head to the right, to the left. Lifting the left toes up and taking them over to the right. Lift the knee open through the hip. Come up onto the left fingertips, if that's helpful. You might even notice a stretching through the front of that right shoulder here as well. Last couple of breaths. And returning to your front, and we're going to set up for a modified Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms and hands flat on the floor. And we're going to get a little bang for buck here, getting into the hips as well. So bringing the right knee up in line with your right hip, and try to find a right angle at the hip, the knee as well. Draw your shoulders back, pull your chest forward. You might close your eyes here. Take 3 more breaths. So after yesterday's practice, which was a little more dynamic, a little more challenging, we just take today to take it a little slower. Extending your right leg straight, and now bringing your left knee up in line with the left hip and the ankle down underneath the knee. Press down through the elbows, lift tall, lift up, keep the chest open. A few more breaths. So throughout our practice, it's really important to keep this balance between effort and ease. So yesterday was a little bit of effort, today is a little bit of ease. Extend your left leg straight and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press back up to hands and knees. Transitioning now to pigeon pose. So bring your right knee forward behind your right hand, right wrist, and then send the ankle over to your left a little bit. And the degree of angle here will either deepen the stretch in your right hip or will make that a little less intense. Send your left leg back. Drop your pelvis toward the floor, and then just adjust the position of your shin to give you more or less. You can stay high on your hands or walk forward onto the forearms. Get still and get quiet, and take about 5 breaths here. Make sure you've got some space between your shoulders and your ears, and the spine is long, so extending forward through the top of the head. Last breath. Walk up onto your hands, bring them underneath your shoulders, tuck your left toes under, lift the knee, send your right leg back straight, and then bring your left knee forward behind the left wrist, left hand, right knee to the floor. Adjust the angle of your left shin to get the stretch that you're looking for. Move back through the right leg. Move forward into the fold, over that front leg, in a depth that's appropriate for you. So if forearms don't come to the floor comfortably, and you don't want to be up on your hands, then you can use a cushion or a block underneath your forearms to give you a bit more height. Deep breaths. And again, walking the hands in, tuck your right toes under to lift the knee, give you some space to send that left leg back. If you want, you can take a moment in downward facing dog to stretch the legs out. And then we're going to come down onto the knees. If kneeling isn't comfortable, feel free to sit with your legs crossed or extended out in front. And a nice stretch through the side of the neck. So right hand to the floor. We'll bring the left arm around behind the back, palm facing open. So back of the hand either to the sacrum, or you can reach around to the inside of the elbow. Take an inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, drop your shoulders down, and drop your right ear over to your right shoulder. Feel free to adjust the position of your head to find that sweet spot for you. Through the left side of the neck. Just a couple more breaths here. Using these deep abdominal breaths to soothe the nervous system. Next inhale, bring your head to center. Release your left hand down. Changing sides, right arm around behind the back, to the lower back or to the inside of your left elbow. Inhale and extend. Exhale, drop over to the left. Gently pull down through your right shoulder, connecting with your breath. Inhale, come to center, release, come to sit on your bottom, extend your legs out wide. So this is our last series of stretches. Inhale, take your arms up, swivel and twist your torso to the right. As you exhale, fold over your right leg. Your hands can come to your feet or to the floor, and you can bend your knee as much as you need to take the strain out of your lower back. So we're looking to open through the back of the leg and to the inner groin. Last breath here. Extend your arms straight, inhale. Using your core, come up to center, swivel to the left, exhale, fold over that left leg. Hands to the floor. Shoulders drawing back. And just be aware of the position of your neck. And be aware of your breath. Straighten up the arms, inhale, lift to center. And now straight down the middle, hands to the floor. lean your torso forward. You can walk your hands further forward. You could even bring your forearms, your elbows to the floor if that depth is available. Option to bend into both knees here if you need to. 5 more breaths. Press into your hands, walk back to the center. I'm going to come down onto the back now. So as you come down onto your back, have the soles of your feet on the floor just to get that initial grounding through your lower back, your sacrum bone. You're welcome to take your relaxation in this position with your feet on the floor, but if you're comfortable with the legs extended, then take the legs straight. Bring the arms down to the floor beside you, or to rest somewhere on your torso. And deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth a few times. Letting it all go. Deep breath in and exhaling, releasing any last little bit of tension or holding or gripping in the body. One more time, breathing in deeply. Feel the contact between back of the body and the floor. Feel the weight of the body. Be heavy. Stay here for a few more minutes if you've got the time. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 4.